Hello, I'm Benjamin Zander. I'm the conductor of the Boston Philharmonic Orchestra, and we have a very exciting concert coming up. In fact, I think it's the most exciting piece of music ever written. Mahler's Second Symphony, the Resurrection Symphony, a grand apocalyptic work of massive impact. Anybody hearing the Mahler Second for the first time will never forget it. It is unforgettable. It makes a huge impact on everybody who hears it. Part of it is the sheer size of the work and the enormity of the orchestra. It is an orchestra of 128 players, 10 horns, 10 trumpets, 26 percussion instruments, 2 piccolos, 2 English horns, massive amounts of brass players and wind players and organ and chorus and off-stage players from all around the hall. And the subject matter is no less than the Day of Judgment itself. It begins with a description, a drama about death, something about which Mahler had great experience from his own youth. It goes through memory of beautiful things and memory of ugly things in the second and third movement. An exquisite 4-minute song for mezzo-soprano, which will be sung by one of the greatest singers of our time, Dame Sarah Connolly, who's coming from England to sing this great moment, Urlicht, Primeval Light. And then the final grand cantata, a 34-minute movement, which explores Mahler's idea of what might happen at the Day of Judgment, the afterlife. And it is a grand and unforgettable experience. So I want to say to everybody who's listening to me here, don't miss this performance. First of all, it's very rare. Almost certainly, I would say, the last time I'll ever conduct this work. I'm 86, and we don't do pieces like this very often. This is my last attempt at realizing Mahler's incredible image, his vision for what is possible for human beings, both in terms of suffering and struggle and final triumph in the face of a possibility for an afterlife. It's an amazing experience. Musically, you'll hear the softest sounds you've ever heard in a hall, and probably the loudest too. Because when the organ finally comes in, when the chorus sings, Auferstehen, Auferstehen, resurrection, resurrection, the sound of the full orchestra with all those players and the organ in Symphony Hall, one of the greatest organs in the world, in one of the greatest halls in the world, is an experience you don't want to miss. You simply don't want to miss it. So be there. Let me tell you the date. It is April the 18th, Friday evening. It's Good Friday for the Resurrection Symphony, very appropriately. 8 o'clock for the concert. At 6:45, I will take those of you who come to hear my pre-concert lecture through the whole experience, so you have the greatest possible opportunity to understand and enjoy and experience this great work. It's complex, it's very rich, it needs some guidance, guideposts to those of you, even those who may know the piece might like a refresher course in how to listen to Mahler's Second Symphony. So 6:45 for the talk, 8 o'clock for the performance. It lasts for an hour and a half, and then it's all over, no intermission. And I promise you that the orchestra is at the top of its game. This is now one of the great Mahler orchestras of our time. They are so familiar with the idiom of Mahler's music but also a sense of awe that in a town which has one of the greatest orchestras in the world, the Boston Symphony, recognized throughout the world as one of the handful of great orchestras, we also have a second orchestra, the Boston Philharmonic, that plays with a kind of passion and abandon and a subtlety and a deep engagement that is very rare and very beautiful to see. You can actually see it on their faces, on their bodies. There's a desire to play, and I tell you why. It consists of some of the finest professional musicians that we have in Boston, and it also consists of some of the finest students we have in Boston at the great schools, at the New England Conservatory, Boston University, and just young musicians who live here. And then we have a group of amateur players, many of whom have been with us on the entire journey of the last 47 years together. Actually, it's 53 years that we've been together, because we had 7 years as the Civic Symphony, and then the whole orchestra left in order to start the Boston Philharmonic. So it's a long journey, and we've played Mahler almost every year. And we've played all the symphonies, and the second is one of the ones we love the most, because it's the most challenging and also the most effective. People are moved. At the first performance, strangers embraced each other and wept and fell on the floor. They were so overwhelmed and moved by this experience that nobody had ever heard anything like it. And I think it's so rare and such an extraordinary experience that whatever you're doing, make sure that you're there at Symphony Hall on the 18th of April. And if you can't be there, watch it on live stream, because it will be spread around the world. Last concert, we had 5,000 people who were listening in various parts of the world. It's so exciting. As well as the 2,000 in the hall. I mean, this is quite an extraordinary thing with these modern technology. So somehow experience the Mahler second. It'll be my final experience of it. I've done it many times, recorded it with the Philharmonia. On the website, on my website, benjaminzander.org, there's a whole section on Mahler, and there you will find a long explication which I put together with the recording that I did with the Philharmonia, which had the same soloists as the soloists which we will hear on the 18th of April. Dame Sarah Connolly, who is one of the preeminent singers of our day, and Mia Persson, who's a great soprano, who's coming from Sweden, in order to sing the great end of the Second Symphony, of the Resurrection Symphony. They sing only in the last movement, but they sing with such beauty and such understanding that it's worth bringing them in from far away in order to be there on that occasion. So if they can come from England and from Sweden, I'm sure you can get there from wherever you are, either by being there in person or by watching it and listening to it on live stream. The sound now from Symphony Hall is amazing on the live stream. It's really extraordinary. It's like it's the best audio you can find anywhere. It's extraordinary. So this is a great occasion. It's the end of our season, of our 47th season of the Boston Philharmonic. And it's been a glorious year, a fantastic year of some of the greatest works of the repertoire, played with passion and with heart. So be there, 18th of April, 8 o'clock for the concert and 6:45 for my talk. The soloists are Dame Sarah Connolly singing Urlicht, Primeval Light, and Mia Persson singing the soprano. The chorus pro musica has been our companion chorus for every event that we've done with the Boston Philharmonic over these decades, and they're singing on the top of their capacity. It's going to be incredible. 130 singers singing as softly as it's humanly possible to sing at the beginning and as loudly as it's possible to sing at the climax. And at the climax of the Second Symphony of Mahler, the little hairs at the back of your neck are going to raise up with excitement, with passion, with a kind of fervor that we actually don't experience very often in life. So it's going to be very, very special. Be there.